Welcome back to the Vike Nite podcast. I'm your host, Alana, here with Philip and Lucas. The Vikings have now lost 3 games in a row, 2 being in the division, and it's hard to give any kind of benefit of the doubt at this point. We hate to have to talk about losing to the GD Packers, but we must because we have a lot to get to. It's Vike Nite.
Let's talk Vikes.
It's Vike Nite. It's Vike Nite.
Well, guys, the Vikings lost to the Packers 23-6, embarrassing, at Lambeau on Sunday. The Vikings' performance felt limited. For a while, the run game seemed to be the key, but they still couldn't score a touchdown all game. When J.J. McCarthy had the ball, it was bing, bang, boom, we're out. Miles Price muffed a punt at the start of the third quarter, and any bit of momentum they had really just disappeared. In the second half, the Vikings seemed to not even be in the game with 4 total net yards. 4 total from the offense.
Nice.
That is their lowest in a half since 1991, potentially being one of their worst halves in franchise history. Something Phil said while we were watching this game was that Will Reichard is our offense. He was the only
Indeed.
Viking to score points in the game. The offensive line is banged up again. Phil, tell us about that with injury updates as well as some breaking news as of Monday.
Yes, so 2 big ones this week. During the game, we had Christian Darrisaw and Donovan Jackson, who were ruled out for the remainder of the game. Now, CD, he went down with a foot injury, so we're still waiting to hear his status. And then Donovan Jackson, he had an ankle injury. So it appears the injury hammer of wrath has struck our offensive line yet again. And in regards to the breaking news you mentioned, KOC talked about on Monday that McCarthy was showing some symptoms on the plane ride home, concussion symptoms, that is. So he will be placed into the protocol this week, which means it's looking very less likely that he's going to have this start against Sammy D in Seattle. So it might be Brosmer time, guys. We'll see. We know that Kevin O'Connell likes to really give his guys time in regards to these concussions and whatnot. So the 3 big ones there for sure. Lucas, what are your overall thoughts on this fiasco?
Well, my thoughts are that they looked awful. They looked terrible on Sunday, and Vikings fans should really feel cheated and let down by this follow-up campaign to their 14-3 season last year. For the first time in the KOC era, I have very little optimism about the future of this team. I feel as if I was given almost nothing to make me feel like this team can compete with even below-average teams. Now, this was until we found out about our news on Monday. I think things are a little different now going into the week with a new quarterback, and I really do feel like that will be the case. If JJ even misses 2 practices with this concussion, I don't think KOC plays him because, as he stated earlier in the season, I am not starting JJ until he has a full week of practice. So I'm thinking that we're going to see Brosmer out there on Sunday.
Well, 100%. With how it's looked, I don't see why not. It's just kind of another injury blessing for JJ to just keep him off the field for a little bit longer. I mean, at least it's a blessing for us, it seems, because I'm sick of this. Guys, last week I mentioned Zach Wilson in my opener because in my unprofessional opinion, he represents the floor of professional quarterbacking. And the reason I talk about him so much is in college, I was friends with some Jets fans, and in addition to watching Vikings games, I would sit down and watch the Jets with them, and I would just be like so bummed out that this was their guy, and like I wanted them to succeed and whatnot, and it just looked worse and worse and worse with each start he had. Well, I think J.J. McCarthy looked worse yesterday than any game I saw of Zach Wilson's. Now, it's been floating around there, this EPA stat, which stands for, if I'm correct, expected points added. So basically, this is a statistic that measures how much a specific play increases or decreases a team's likelihood of scoring. Now, I didn't pay this much mind because it was McCarthy's third start and people were bringing up this specific stat. Well, it's looking kind of scary now because of the 852 qualifying quarterbacks since the year 2000, for EPA, J.J. McCarthy ranks 851st. The only quarterback sitting behind him is Jamarcus Russell. So he is in historically bad territory right now. And it's pretty much just my worst nightmare coming to fruition. And, being the Vikings fan that I choose to be, I will reap what I sow. We talked about preseason, this team and organization being on the cusp of a new era. And man, if these last few games are any indicator of what to expect, may God have mercy on our souls.
I hate the spot the Vikings are in right now. The state of the team feels confused, out of sync. It's week 12, and for the games that are left, they have to pull out the motivation to not keep losing. The playoffs, I mean, it's still possible, according to NFL.com, less than 10% chance. But really, at this point, we just want to see them play for some pride at all. Speaking of pride, we don't have any Pride of Valhalla awards this week, other than some honorable mentions. That's how down bad this team is after that Packers loss. So we'll go right into our Doggone It awards, where Lucas and Phil are going to award those who really made them say doggone it with their play from the last game. And I hate to say it, but this is another week where I can just say, take your pick of who you want to highlight. So Lucas, who has your first Doggone It?
I picked Christian Darrisaw. Doggone it. I was really curious to see how Darrisaw would match up against Micah Parsons in this game. This is a preview of a matchup that we are going to see for years to come. Well, Micah wins the first battle, 2 sacks and several more pressures on Darrisaw specifically. Parsons rushed against every Vikings lineman. He lined up all over the field. You'd see him lined up right over center, over Brian O'Neill at right tackle. But it was his matchup with Darrisaw where he found success, and that's especially discouraging because Darrisaw is supposed to be our franchise left tackle for years to come. Yet another injury had him leaving the game early. This is an ankle injury this time, so different than the knee that he's been going through, but maybe the way that he was favoring that one knee caused this ankle injury. I'm just not sure. So hopefully those things are not related, and this is something simple that he will get over quickly. I tell you what, I feel about as optimistic about our O-line going up against elite pass rushers as I do our quarterback situation. This line is not what we thought it was, and they got exposed on Sunday. It was ugly.
It sure was, and I'm going to jump right into another lineman. I'm giving my doggone it to Ryan Kelly.
Ryan Kelly, what the helly?
Literally, though, with his big old Guardian cap on, man,
out there.
We had him strapped up, ready to go in the bubble wrap, and dude still wasn't really able to protect McCarthy that well. I mean, he was hyped up all in Vikings media. I feel like people saying, oh, we're finally going to have our starting offensive line. It's only week 11. But man, oh man, he was just a total letdown, I think, in pass protection. It just was not good to see. And he got completely bulldozed by Micah Parsons for a pressure. He allowed several others, I believe, too. It was just pretty ugly all around. Blake Brandel, I think, arguably has had better play and maybe the long-term solution going forward for this team, which I can't believe I'm saying that. Shout out to Blake Brandel, actually, for what he's been able to do at center. Now, the one thing I will bring up here is that we only had 2 penalties this entire game, which is a huge step up from what we've seen in weeks past. Notably on the offensive line, we had just one false start, and that was on Christian Darrisaw. So I'm thinking maybe some aspect of Ryan Kelly's presence is more calming for these guys on the line, and hopefully we'll see less penalties to finish out the season here. But it was his first game back in weeks, and yeah, we'll just need him to be great in Seattle. And if it is the Bros show, I want my guy protected extra well. Extra large guardian cap on, so maybe they can't squeeze past him as well.
Another unit that will need to step up is this defensive secondary. I really think it's been a tough year on defense as a whole, but the safeties and corners are just struggling this year, and it's from the players you would least expect to struggle. My doggone it for defense goes to Harrison Smith. How about 0 tackles with 1 assisted tackle? Truly not a difference maker on defense this year. This game, he was late to run fits as opposed to years past where he's setting the tone of physicality in the run defense game. I saw him throwing his shoulder into Emmanuel Wilson instead of wrapping him up. And then I saw this same bad tackling form from the Gank Man, Theo Jackson, and Isaiah Rodgers. I don't know where this approach to tackling came from. I've seen Brian Flores defenses in year past either be punching at the ball or wrapping the guy up, but I've never seen this shoulder check, lazy tackling like I have this year. It's just bizarre. They can't get anybody on the ground. Everybody is dragging them, and they're just not committed to fundamentals. It's so frustrating to watch, and you wouldn't think that you would see that from a 15-year NFL vet. You'd think you would have that down, but it seems as if they have really lost their way on defense. It's so hard to watch.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I mean, I haven't really thought about that and just how these last couple years, or it seems just the missed tackles have been piling up, and I don't know if they need to do some look internally with how they're coaching tackling, but yeah, absolutely, that's a great point. For me, it's Jonathan Allen on the defense here, getting the doggone it. Might as well be a ghost because they allowed Manuel Wilson to rush 28 times over 100 yards. They were just in complete control of the line of scrimmage from start to finish there, and It was just rough. I mean, in a run defense that the last couple weeks we at least have seen them bounce back, and we held Gibbs to the lowest rushing yards he's had in a while, and then Barkley, and then the last couple weeks it's been decent. But yeah, it's just Green Bay was able to run down our throats pretty much all game long. They really didn't have to use Jordan Love all that much.
So is it a mentality then? Is that the problem? Are they just not committed on certain games, or they're not fired up on certain games? Because, they have the talent. They really have some guys on defense. Going into this year, we thought they would have the best front seven in football. I remember quoting myself as saying so. Mm-hmm. And you've seen them stop Barkley and Gibbs, who Gibbs just yesterday went out and put up 55 points in fantasy. This guy's crazy, 230-something yards all purpose. Mm-hmm. And they stopped him in the Lions game. So I don't know if it's scheme. I don't know if it's just getting the players ready to go. But it's so hot and cold with this defense this year. It's just frustrating.
And you'd like to see the team, have some respect for the rivalry of, playing
Seriously.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
And it's just all around, it seemed like the guys were checked out, especially after that first half. And it's felt like that all year. I mean, we bring in all these free agents and stuff, and come on, we're playing in Lambeau, and we're going to be embarrassed that bad. That was truly one of the worst places to have one of our worst offensive halves in franchise history.
Ugh. Should we try to make this a little lighter? We have a few fun notes here. Yeah, let's.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up one more doggone it to KOC, but honestly, I just
we'll get there.
I think we'll get to it.
Okay, sounds good. So we have a few honorable mentions for the Prides. We just want to throw a couple.
Try
in
to lighten the mood a little,
real quick. Got to bring up Will the Thrill Reichard. He's the best player on the team, in my opinion. Scored every point this game, went 2 for 2, 250-plus yard field goals. This guy's just automatic. I think in that second field goal, it was like a 56, 58 yarder or something. And they were showing the sideline. Matt Daniels was talking to Will Reichard, and it was almost like they're having a conversation like, can you like hit this kick or something? And Will's just so stoic and like looking like so stern faced, like, yeah, hell yeah, like this shit's automatic.
I'm gonna hit the kick.
Like, march me out there, Chief.
Let's go 58 in Lambeau in the cold through the wind. Come on. Let's go.
So, yeah, dude, Will the Thrill, love the guy. He's...
What did Shannon say last week? We're wasting the best years of Will
His
Price.
prime.
For sure.
Another kicker that deserves some love is Ryan Wright. He had a great game. First punt of the day, pinned the Packers back on their own 2-yard line.
That was a great punt.
Ended up marching for points, but he gave our defense a chance. Mm-hmm. He had 2 punts where he was standing on the back end line of the end zone and had to kick out of the end zone, and both of those kicks went beyond the 50-yard line. So those are bombs. It's cool to see special teams do well. Want to shout out my brother-in-law Omar, because last Christmas all he wanted to represent his Tennessee Titans was a Ryan Stonehouse jersey. Do you know who Ryan Stonehouse is?
I do not, unfortunately.
Well, he's an excellent punter.
Okay.
Truly one of the best in the league. This
What
guy
a great
averages,
name for
like,
a punter.
Seriously, he
Stonehouse.
averages about 60 yards per punt. Just a monster out there, and he's the only thing that Titans fans probably have to get excited about. So I think that's the territory we're going to. I remember, because I actually really wanted to get him that Ryan Stonehouse jersey because I thought that was just awesome. He wanted the punter's jersey. But I remember not understanding why. It's like there's got to be somebody more exciting on the Titans. And it's like, no, when your team has no offense, you get excited about the little things like kicks. So shout out our kickers, man. They're weapons. They're good.
Right.
Shout out. Well, this episode, we're bringing in a new segment because it's honestly necessary. We're doing something called the hot seat, where we rate the members of the Vikings based on how hot the temperature and stress level would be if they were to be interrogated in the hot seat. So the levels of heat in this hot seat start with being in the clear, good to go, and then it goes up to room temperature, then hot, then scorching, then Helheim, or maybe Hailheim. That is the realm of the dead in Norse mythology, and actually it's beyond heat. It's like frozen tundra hell.
Yeah.
So
cool.
We'll start with Kwesi. I'm giving him a scorching. I think he's way up there. He has some things to answer for after a few years now.
I'm also going Kwesi. The decisions, especially at quarterback, are looking tremendously questionable right now.
You're going scorching?
Scorching.
Okay. Guys, I'm going Helheim for
Going
Kwesi
in.
because he's put this team in cap hell. We have spent the most money in the league this year on free agents and whatnot and bringing people in. It's looking like, as of this moment, that he's whiffed on our future franchise quarterback. And to me, and having all these guys you bring in for the offensive line, and I get what they were trying to do is, they probably knew that J.J. McCarthy out of the pocket is god-awful, and they're like, we need the most elite offensive line, which on paper it looks that way, completely turned out to be the opposite. And with how much money you spend, I think if you spend the most money in the league and you have nothing to show for it, not even a positive record or any like great wins against good teams. I mean, we had the Lions game, which I don't even know how.
It doesn't even, like, who at this point, okay.
But I just think that's a fireable offense if you are spending the most money in the league and you have nothing to show for it. And essentially, I mean, worst comes to worst, this team is like in a slog for 3 to 4 years because of the decisions from this season and last. So Kwesi, to me, is in Helheim, guys. Ooh. Let's go to KOC.
I am also giving KOC scorching. Something about this year, I know it's not all KOC, but something just isn't right with that man. I can't quite put my finger on it.
I might have to say the same. It feels like the joy has kind of gone from Kevin O'Connell, and that's really hard to see. I mean, this is just a stressful year for our fella, and he does bring so much light to that team. it's not necessarily about the plays that he calls or how he's this offensive mastermind. It really, to me, in years past, is about how he just gets guys going, gets them fired up. And if he's struggling to kind of kickstart that for himself, I could see why he's just not the same. I do say, though, he's room temp right now as far as the hot seat goes, just based on his reputation of the last 3 years. To have a 13-win team that went to the playoffs and then a 14-win team that went to the playoffs, albeit with some unfortunate situations when he got there, I feel like he has shown that he can coach at a really, really high level. Obviously, there has been some variables this year that no Vikings fans expected, but I think he has earned the grace to at least coach this team next year and probably the year after that. So I think even if they lost every game from here on out, Kevin O'Connell returns as their coach with possibly a new quarterback and a new GM.
I think that's the most reasonable. I mean,
just
take here.
Thank you.
Maybe scorching was a little harsh, but
Well,
no, this is our personal
this is just
perception.
our
True.
personal-
This
I'm
is
saying
the
like
level we want to give.
Yeah, like in the grand scheme of everything, like logically, he probably is like room temp, but it makes total sense in your explanation for scorching. I'm going with hot because it's just been this is a guy that looks so depleted. The energy just seems to get sucked out of him week by week, which, you know, with a season like how this has gone and the injuries we've had, it'll be like that. But I'm giving him the hot because of his play calling this season. It just seems like he can't make up his mind on what the identity of this team, what he wants it to be. We've had great running back play this year, but really on the stat sheets, you're not going to really see that because we end up abandoning the run at some point in seemingly every single game. I believe Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason rushed for like 5.4 yards per carry or something, and Aaron Jones was like maybe a little under 5. I just want to bring up that first drive we had where we're marching down the field. We're throwing in runs. I think we had 3 straight runs in a row at some point in that drive, and I was like, wow, like Kevin's like really locked in now, like he's taking the criticism, like. And what do we do once we get into the red zone? I don't know if that was our sole red zone trip or not. I believe it was. But we get a first down, and he proceeds to go pass, 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 kick a field goal. Like incomplete pass, 3 and out.
Can I defend Kevin on that for a second?
Go for
Screen
it.
pass to Aaron Jones. That is a horrible pass from our quarterback, albeit it's a muddied look, but that's kind of the point of a screen pass, is to let the pass rush come at you and just kind of float it over their heads to the running back. And there was blocking ahead. Had he got that ball to Jones, it probably is a 10, 15-yard gain, as we've seen on screens in the past. And then the next one was a wide receiver screen that the defender completely blew up and was therefore, had he had his head turned around, was probably a pick 6. Why JJ is letting go of that ball and not just turfing it and living to see another down was awful. That was the one where he hit the defender on the back of the head on a screen pass. So I don't know if it's necessarily bad play calls or bad execution. If we're getting the ball to Jefferson on a screen and he's ripping it upfield for 30, 40 yards. I mean, we've seen that. You get him the ball and he can make magic happen.
Well, we've seen that, but not really from McCarthy.
We're not getting players the ball on screens. This is a problem. Like, this quarterback isn't accurate. So
it is a problem, but I just want to say, like, I think he should, even having a bad pass from the quarterback or whatnot, with how we're running the ball, I would have liked, at least if it's 2nd and 10, hand the ball off one time, at least get 4 yards or something. You know, yeah. I don't know. It's just I don't agree with abandoning the run. Kevin O'Connell, he is in the hot section of the hot seat.
How about JJ?
JJ, I'm giving him a hot rating. I think it's a little more than room temp. However, I'm not ready to just hate on him, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hanging on. There's obviously things that aren't going well, but I don't want to give him anything higher than hot because it is. I look at this as his rookie season, and I'm really willing to give him that next year to see.
Yeah. Friends, here's what you may not like or enjoy about NFL contracts, but JJ McCarthy's on our team for the next 3 years, whether in the starting role or in a backup role. They're not just cutting him in the offseason. That's not how it works with first-round picks. Do you remember how long Laquan Treadwell was with the team? You know, he had his fifth-year option declined, but for those first 4 years, I mean, he was sitting behind Diggs and Thielen, just not getting any action. And that's what we might see with McCarthy. He's going to be on our team. He's going to get chance after chance after chance to go out there and start, and we are going to have to watch a lot of JJ McCarthy in the upcoming years. Because let's say we do go get that veteran quarterback. If the veteran quarterback is struggling and as the starter, then we're going to want to see more JJ McCarthy. So this ride is just beginning. So there is still so much more story to be written. It's not like they're just going to get rid of this kid after a year. So he'll be back. We'll have a lot more to see from JJ McCarthy.
Right. I was gonna go Helheim.
I think just go there. Just say what you're gonna say, because I looked forward to hearing Helheim when I see this in the notes. Just let him have it. Might as well.
Okay. Well, when you're one of the worst quarterbacks in the last quarter century, and given it's only been 5 games, but we've seen no progression, we've seen no settling in. The misses get worse week by week. The aura is gone. The confidence is
the aura is
not
gone.
there. There are no videos of him meditating. I don't know if he's been getting his meditations in. I don't know if he just said, screw it, this isn't helping anymore.
Not sleeping well. Rome's keeping him up.
Right. And
he screwed up his own aura with the 9, which it sucks. I thought that was going to be super cool.
We were into that.
We were very into that.
Well, I feel bad for the guy. I mean, this is a dude who's just probably not used to losing, and it probably feels so weird for him. And he's probably just reanalyzing his entire life after every Sunday. And it's a bummer. I mean, I saw tears in his eyes in the post game. I mean, his interview after the game was like 3 minutes long, which is kind of crazy considering a starting quarterback in a divisional game is just a 3-minute long interview. I mean, I wish I could have been in there to ask him some questions, but
like, how are you? Are you doing okay?
Dude, like, yeah,
mentally,
like give him a pat or something, or maybe not that, but yeah, it's hard with JJ, and I'm not saying Helheim like we're going to move on from him, because like you said, yeah, he is going to be on the team for the next 3 years or so.
It's just, what's our opinion going to be on him as those years progress?
Right. But what I will say, though, is that he might be in Helheim, because Maxwell Brosmer is coming out, who I have a little bit to add at the end of this. I have a little thing about Max.
Well, perhaps JJ is in a Helheim of his own mentally right now, like what you were getting at. Mm-hmm. But let's get to our mystery awards this week. We get to pick awards that have fun names. We guess each other's award. Lucas, I think I have an idea for your mystery award, but we'll see if I'm right.
Mm-hmm. This would be a quote from this player. The award is called Circus Clown Award, and the quote from this player would be, "And for my next trick, Circus Clown Award." Who gets it?
Like, did they actually say that?
They didn't actually say it, but I think they would after this happened.
Okay. Since you have such a good idea, Alana.
Well, okay, I'm switching it on the fly because I was going to say Matt Daniels, but then you said player. So now I'm going...
It is a player.
I'm going Miles Price then, if you're going to say player, just for that goofy, infamous moment.
Yeah, what a fall from grace Miles Price has had. Come on, bro. No, not Miles Price. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Darn.
I'm going to be going with Jonathan James here. McCarthy, because it seems like every single game he's doing somersaults and flips when he gets sacked. And I think I told this to you on Xbox last night. I'm like, I haven't seen a quarterback who every time he gets sacked feels the need to like do a flip or a somersault. And it's just been turned into these memes now where he's like face planting into the ground and they're like, 9 is elite or something is the caption.
I don't understand how he ends up in that position so many times. There was another player that did a similar front flip style thing. Do you remember another player going head over heels?
I do now that you say that.
Who would that be? On a sneak of sorts. Usually you would call it a quarterback sneak, but this time it was.
Jeez Louise. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm so happy you
This
mentioned
time it was
TJ
a tight
Hawkinson.
end sneak from TJ Hawkinson.
Yes.
And man, was that ugly. We're talking 3rd and 1 in the red zone. Let's go down and score. I think it was 7-3 Packers at the time. So if we go down and score a touchdown, it's 10-7 Vikings. But they can't get out of their own way on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. 3rd and 1, you bring in TJ for a QB sneak, and it looked like all he did was try to stand on his head like Amon-Ra did in the end zone. That's just looked like it was his attempt. I didn't see any forward movement. I just saw him dive onto his head. And that was just a really interesting decision in that moment. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. It did not pay off. That was so stupid and really ugly and gross looking. And I've been a TJ defender all year. And frankly, he's not making it back onto this roster. There is no way that they are paying him $23 million, what he's owed next year, whatever it is, to come play tight end for the Vikings again. We're going to see him for another team. And it's a damn shame because he was so good when they traded for him. I love TJ Hawkinson. This kills me. But that was clown shit on Sunday. In addition to that, I do want to mention he went 4 for 19. Those 19 yards were all air yards. The moment he caught the ball, he was tackled all 4 times. It was unbelievable. I mean, he is huge. He has the ability to run through people. But JJ was getting to the check down so incredibly late that TJ was just getting blasted on these. It was just brutal.
I think
brutal game
on
for
the
our tight
year,
end.
I think on the year, TJ might have like maybe 20 yards after the catch. Like,
He's had a
if
few
that.
good moments where he like runs through people, but I mean, you think about years past. I mean, I think about even the Lions game that he got hurt in. I think he had over 100 yards receiving.
Yeah.
And he was just working them over the middle. There's no wonder they went for his kneecaps. I mean, he was a killer in 2023, 2024. Like
And
that was last year.
hasn't been the
22
same
and
since.
23 he was great, but 24 and 25 have been lackluster
Well,
from
and-
our tight end.
Just real quick to cap this off, it goes back to like my KOC talking about why do we have to get so cute on these plays where it's like critical, it's 7-3, the game's close, and we're running a sneak with arguably the least athletic player on our offense. I mean, just from what we've seen from him this year, I'm gonna go there. I mean, he looks like he's lumbering around. Travis Kelce looks 5 trillion times the player that Hawkinson is, and he's like, what, 6 years older than Hawk or something?
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah.
It's not age. That's not the problem. It's that knee, I think. It's awful.
Right.
Probably going to bug him for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Well, okay, guys. So moving on to my award, I feel like we've kept it pretty PG for this season of Vike Nite for our inaugural season here. But if after a loss like this, I just have to let it out, and I'm giving out the Chuckle Fuck Award. Who's getting?
You know, initially I thought the Chuckle Fuck Award was going to J.J. McCarthy because of how poorly he played and how much of a clown he's really been all year. But then I remembered that guy, that Make-A-Wish kid that has been put on our team to make the fans feel warm and fuzzy. He had one target for 4 yard. It was going to be a little 4 yard catch. I think it was a little check down or something. Adam Thielen dropped that ball and started laughing. Here's when I want to see my receiver laugh after a drop. Justin Jefferson has 10 catches for $170 and 2 touchdowns.
Exactly.
They're ahead by 4 scores. And they throw him a screen pass and he dropped it. It was a tough catch. Yeah, he can smile and laugh that one off. No, when we're down 3 scores to the Packers in their place, we haven't done shit, and you drop a ball and you run off to the sidelines laughing at yourself, like, I am so sick of you, Adam Thielen. I am so sick of it. I hope it's him, because that was a long explanation.
It is.
But I am so
I'm sorry,
pissed
Alana.
at that guy.
Like,
I mean, okay.
Did you have a guess?
I honestly, same guess, same reasoning. I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, I remember that moment thinking we're down by, like you said, 3 scores at that point, and he's just like laughing at Lamb. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Can I add a quote onto this?
Yes,
From The Dark
please.
Knight. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And Adam Thielen
hurts.
is my villain. I kind of hate him on this year's team. Like, it frustrates me seeing him trot out there. When he drops a ball, like, I have to bring myself back to the good times.
That was what, a
sometimes.
4th round pick? Was it a 4th?
They traded a 4th rounder for him.
Oh,
Like,
my God.
And
Yeah,
we were
guys.
praying for this. We were like, please let this happen.
yeah, bring him home.
Bring him home. Yeah, just to get the Chuckle Fuck award. So thanks, Adam,
Keep
for
laughing,
bringing those
Adam.
vibes. Yeah, keep laughing, haha. And, if players sometimes get pissed, like, what, we're not allowed to be humans on the field or anything. It's like, you're
No.
representing millions of fans. I'd like to think there's millions of Vikings fans. and yeah, against your most bitter rival, and yeah, to drop a pass, just laugh it off like, haha, yeah, this season's a wash, lol. Yeah, it's fart off, man. Yeah, exactly. Alana, who do you got?
I have the Edward Cullen Award. Do you guys know? What do you guys know about Twilight?
I know Edward Cullen is our protagonist from Twilight, and that's kind of a handsome vampire. Had the girls going crazy back in those middle school days.
Team
and,
Edward, yeah.
A fellow who I think is going to have the ladies going crazy is our handsome new quarterback. Max Brosmer. He's got like a little pirate mustache goatee thing. He's kind of a good looking guy, man. I'm excited to watch old Maxie spin the ball.
Okay.
I hope that's
All right.
Because otherwise, I'm just gay for Max Brosmer.
Well, okay.
Okay, so for that's a great guess.
Thank you.
Well, should I? Okay, there is. I feel I don't want to give you an advantage, but do you know about his abilities in the movies?
Oh, well, okay, so reverse to Luke, I was thinking of someone maybe that like sucked the blood out of this team.
Okay.
Somebody who just
Yeah, let us give our terrible guesses, and then you can explain. So who
Okay.
sucked the like? Who
So-
sucked?
sucked
In
the
Twilight, each vampire, they have their own unique ability, and his is telepathy. He has the ability to read the thoughts of everyone around him.
I didn't know that.
Everyone around him except for one. And that's Bella.
Oh,
and
that's
Bella
why he's,
is
like,
JJ
so into it.
McCarthy. Let me.
So
I'll-
he's the only quarterback who like Kevin O'Connell can't just like reach out
Yes.
and touch. And,
So essentially, what I'm getting at is Bella is JJ, KOC is Edward. The one person he can't get through to is JJ, the supposed quarterback whisperer. Though they have this love and deep respect for each other, they're just having a hard time right now.
maybe they're too similar.
Maybe.
Like
I thought about that actually.
O'Connell is watching his exact career
His exact career.
right in front of him. He's like just slipping through the cracks. It's damn hard to see. That's a great award. Thank you.
I would not.
Now we
have-
are on record to how I truly feel about Max Brosmer. So eesh.
Hey, listen. I'll ride with you on that
I'm
wavelength.
trying to join
I'll
the
go
hype
with you.
train. I'm trying to feel something.
I
for
would
next
encourage everyone to watch Max Brosmer highlight reels from his preseason games, and you just watch that throwing motion and the completions that he had. And I know he's going against rookies and third, fourth stringers, but my God, I actually read. You know what? I'm going to say this in the outro, so let's just move on here. And
I'm so excited for this
Brosmer.
outro. You've previewed it twice. It's going to be really, really good.
Well, for timing purposes, I'm going to have to cut it quick, but I'm very excited to see what these guys talk about when it comes to their seasonal bets, as well as our outro and reflection for this week. Looking forward to that, and I will turn it over to you guys.
thanks for being here, Alana. We love you.
Have fun at work.
Woo.
Bye.
So moving on here, we are going to do some bet talk. Lucas and I, we both showed the podcast some seasonal parlays that we both had placed in the preseason in regards to just solely the Vikings. So they're both looking pretty good right now, actually. They're both on track to potentially go through and hit. So, Lucas, how are you looking right now?
We're looking okay. And really, it's amazing that these seasonal bets have held up the way that they've had.
For real.
Considering the year of gambling that you and I have had on the Vikings. It
No
has been
kidding.
abysmal. It is
been bad.
almost impossible to bet on this team unless you simply want to take the unders on all your favorite players, which is just not how I like to bet. That's just not very fun. But let's take a look at this seasonal one. 25 to 1,100. Well, Arch Manning, he's been getting her done like I said he would. He will need 237 yards with one game left against number 3 in the nation, Texas A&M. So I look forward to that on Saturday. Hopefully Arch can go out there and get it done. Future Vikings quarterback, Arch Manning.
That would be
I don't
sick.
know. Will Riker is 21 out of 28, which means that he needs 7 more kicks in the last 6 games to get that done. He's been getting 2-3 field goals a game. I think that's no problem for Will the Thrill. Jordan Addison has 412 receiving yards out of the 650 that he needs to go over, which means he needs 238 yards. He could do that in one game. Or
Yeah, bummer.
he could,
You could get a goose egg.
yeah, he could just go out there and not catch any balls or drop 2 and get 2 catches for 20 yards like he did last week. So I don't know. It
Let's hope
could
the
happen.
Bros show, gets those yardage up, man.
Yeah, at least goes out there and competes. I think that's what we're all looking for this upcoming Sunday. Jefferson is right there with him on receptions here. He has 60 out of the 89 he needs, which would leave 29 to go. About 5 catches per game is what he needs.
It's pretty standard.
I think he could do it as long as the offense is moving how they are designed to. Jordan Mason has been a bright spot for the Vikings offense this year. He was only asked to get 601 yards for a seasonal over, and he's at 531 already. Only 70 yards to go from the last 6 games. I think that is the clear-cut winner on this one to be the first one to cover. Here's where things get sticky. And this is so disappointing because I remember you looking at me as we were recording one of our first podcasts ever and telling me that you thought the line of 10.25 sacks was high for Grenard. And I was like, oh, high? That's nothing. He's a 13, 14, 15 sack guy. There's no way that he doesn't get it together this year when he is the one preaching more is required.
Oh, man.
He's really brought a lot less to this team this year. I understand the
Less
pressures
is
have been
required.
there, but like we're looking at 6 games left to play, and he has 2 sacks. 2 sacks. So he needs
Unreal.
8.5 more in 6 games. I think that busts this parlay. We could be looking at a 5 out of 6, which pays zero. How's yours looking?
Well, I have some of the same legs as you here. It is a $25 to $1,000 bet, so 1K even here. Now, I had a free pick, so maybe it's a little bit of a cheat, but I did present it to the audience before. You could have still placed it. So we had the Dak Prescott free yard for week 1. You just needed to throw 1 yard, so that's 1 out of 6 there. We also have Will Riker, 21 out of 28, so that's 7 kicks in 6 games. I think that's easy right there as well. Jordan Addison, have him as well. Needs 238 yards to go, and I think you said needs to average around 40. So let's really hope Brosmer can help him out there. With Jefferson, I also had, did you have receptions for Jefferson? You did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Same thing.
Yep, 29 to go. That's 4.8, 5 catches average. So Jefferson is looking on track there as well. We had what I considered the lock of the season with, Jordan Mason for 601 rushing yards.
You know, you said it was the lock of the year, and really shout out to us, shout out Alana as well, taking Jordan Mason in fantasy above Aaron Jones. We had the vision early on. I think we felt this year coming for Jordan Mason. So
Yeah.
we were not correct about most everything, but we were correct about Jordan Mason. So that one feels good.
So we got to pat ourselves in the back with that. He needs 11.6 yards per game. I just threw that in there, even though it's pretty much a lock.
I reckon
He
he
pretty
could do
much
that.
just needs to breathe, and we'll get it. So,
He does that in pregame warmups.
right. Now, this is the one similar to your Grenard, even though it's looking a little better, that might bust this bet, and that is TJ Hawkinson for 4 touchdowns. He has 2 on the year so far. He has 6 games to get 2 more. Now, I just think it would be the best Christmas came early gift ever if Max can go out there in Seattle. He throws 2 touchdowns to TJ. I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the year.
And imagine if he gets Addison and Jefferson going for 10 catches and $150 each. Like,
man.
gosh, I'm getting way too far ahead of myself. We're
Right.
talking in Seattle with a undrafted quarterback. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be fun.
We're Vikings
But go
fans,
out there
man.
and sling 2 TDs to Hawkinson and make us feel really good about this. I would love for Phil to win this grand. That'd be nice.
Yeah, so we will keep you guys posted as the weeks go on here, as as we get closer, or if it's just looking like a bust. So now for my outro here, I wanted to mention Brosmer. Guys, I really like this guy, and I remember when, and I do this whenever the Vikings sign like a player that's of a high positional value, like quarterback. And I remember reading it before he was signed. It was Vikings are eyeing Gophers quarterback Max Brosmer. He had an impressive training, tryout for them. Ended up signing him, and in my mind, I was thinking Brosmer. I was like, that just sounds like a name of like a good quarterback. I go and I sleep. Could I see a guy named Brosmer hoisting that Lombardi trophy or something? This is me just getting way out there here, okay? But guys,
Let's get nuts.
let's get nuts. There have been talks internally that I've read in the organization of the higher ups. They have made comparisons to Brock Purdy with Brosmer, just in the sense of how ahead of his years he is, still being a rookie. Here's an interesting fun fact for you, Lucas. Brock Purdy got his first start on week 13 of his rookie season. And it's week 13 this week. And so I'm just saying, who's to say that it's maybe another different type situation, but the 49ers, they had Trey Lance. They took him like top 5 in the top 5 picks. He turned out to be a bust. Seemed like it would sink the franchise. Lo and behold, they have Mr. Irrelevant, who comes out and is very competent, plays well. Brock Purdy's not like an elite, crazy Josh Allen-like quarterback, but he's a good game manager, and I get he had a pretty bad game last night, but if Max Brosmer could be that for us, who's to say that he couldn't be that? He seems to have a very level head, and I would encourage people, again, to just hype yourself up those preseason throws there.
I know I am.
Yeah.
Ask yourself this. If we had average play at the quarterback position, do we have a winning record this year?
I think we do.
Max Brosmer, you need to go out and play an average game of football. Don't turn the ball over. Find your completions. Let your playmakers do the work. Trust the process. And we might go shock the world on Sunday.
And that's what McCarthy did against the Lions. He had an average day of quarterbacking. It was just fine. But hey, the defense stepped up and then in all 3 phases, and we beat them pretty handily. So
Any given Sunday, man.
Any given Sunday.
Always happen. Let's see something this Sunday.
All right, guys. So since Alana is out of here, I'm going to read her outro quick. But before I do that, I would like to wish a very happy birthday to my guy, Lucas. It is indeed his big 28?
28.
28. So shout out to you, my friend. Another year of life. I'm so happy to have known you for over, what has it been, maybe 3/4 of your life, maybe, or something like that?
Yes, sir. We've been friends since we were 12, so it's great to be sitting here by your side on an important day for me. It's also marks 1 day of being engaged to the love of my life. So shout out Valeska. I love you very much.
You'll be a married man.
I'll never top that birthday. So I'm looking forward just to a chill, relaxing day today. And yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to kind of sit through this week, watch this quarterback controversy, give us new life as fans, because, we were just looking for some type of hope, something to grasp onto, and we have a new hope, and it's not Luke Skywalker. It's Max Brosmer. Oh, man, that could have been a really good mystery award next week. We'll have to see how it goes first. So
We'll see.
Thanks for watching,
All right.
everybody.
Well, let me.
Yeah.
I'm
Outro.
gonna get.
Come on, let's hit it.
I gotta read Alana's outro here. So next Sunday, the Vikings will travel to Seattle to take on Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. And if they lose, we're gonna hear more of they should have kept Darnold. And really, that's what we've been hearing since pretty much before the season, almost. Let me try and read this again. All right, real quick, reading Alana's outro here. Next Sunday, the Vikings travel to Seattle to take on Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. And if they lose, we're going to hear more of they should have kept Darnold. We've been hearing that the last few weeks. Maybe some of you out there are in that boat. It's valid. It's getting more difficult to say it. McCarthy has played so many games this year and still has time to develop. As we said, it's just looked ugly. But Alana says here she just can't let go yet. But however, it's very possible fate has it that fan favorite Max Brosmer starts. We're hoping they'll make the statement that they're not going to give up, because that's not what Vikings do. Vikings persevere despite any circumstance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get it. Let's go after there. Beat Sammy D, Max Brosmer. He can do it. Thanks for tuning into the Vike Nite pod. Hopefully we meet under better circumstances next week. Until then, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Hit the button.
It's Vike Nite.
Maximilian Brosmer. I believe in you.
A little less horizontal, a little bit more vertical.
This is me with Pat Williams, 2009 at
Night.
Valley Fair.